So I'm so pleased you girls have come over. We need to discuss the plans for the funeral tomorrow. Uh, I think it's very important that our family make a really nice presentation, that all of us go. And that includes the younger generation as well as the older. But I think it's 17 of us now that are here in the immediate area, at least go and pay our respects. I think it would be appreciated by the family. And I think it's important that they see that we're there and that we care about what's going on. So what I'd like to do is have us make sure that like the 17 of us, we could go in, what, 4 cars, you think? 4, maybe 5. But travel together. And then when we get out of the car at the church, because the parking is pretty good there, and there won't be that many people, because Frederico, he wasn't much of a person. But, the family, they have friends, so people would be there. It won't be terrible, but we'll be able to get a parking place. So that would be nice. Nice, we could have the parking place. And we would all get out and go in together. And of course, I think it's very important that we were wearing black. Now, what I would ask is at least the people of your generation, of course, my daughters and my nieces, maybe wear little veils. I think that would be good. A hat, of course, we would be doing. This is not like those cheap funerals that people do that look like they're just thrown together and people wear almost anything. So we would make a presentation so it looked very nice and would be respectful. And of course the other thing is that at the cemetery, when we go there for the service, we could get there maybe early. And we could not be in the procession, but we could pull out and get there so that we're parked right in front. So we would be right there. And then after the procession goes in and the family is seated, we could get out of the car and all walk together. It would be very dramatic and I think make a very nice impact, a very good presentation, and it would show the family that this is us paying our respects. Not so much to Frederico, but certainly, but to the family. I think they would see that. We're the kind of people that would do that. There is going to be something at the cemetery. Is that right? I didn't read it. I didn't actually see it in the paper. I read very carefully, but I didn't. George, would you call and see if there's going to be something at the cemetery? So we would gather together here at the house. No, I think at the house is better. We're central to everything. Everything would be happening. I know it's a little further for you, but it's still central. It's fine. It's fine. We could all gather here together. Everybody, I'd make a little cake. We would have a little something, a little tea, coffee, whatever you want, a little something for the children. We'd get ourselves together. We'd make sure everybody knew what the plan was. So it didn't have any ragged edges. It would be nice. We would able to do that. And I think it would be a lovely event. No, I think it's important that we all come. We need to all come. No, I'm sorry. If somebody is not there, I think it spoils the effect. They'll know that we didn't all gather together. It's important that we gather. So what, George? There may not be something at the cemetery. Well, I say forget it. Then whatever. We'll meet at the church. I think that's fine. We'll walk into the church. Forget it. I'm not doing a whole thing here with the dead. I shouldn't dirty the dishes just because, what, it's not as big a deal. Okay, so we'll forget the cemetery. That's fine. So we'll go to the church, we'll go in together, we'll make a very nice presentation, but let them know we're the kind of family that does that. Now, of course, their family, not so much. When your father died, I think Frederico came. Well, that's nice to remember, isn't it? Frederico came. She didn't. Supposedly, she had one of her headaches. You know, who knows? Her headaches. One of the girls came, but certainly the family didn't present well. It was not much. I think, but we're the kind of family that does present well. This is important to us, and they should know that even though they didn't do that respect for our family, we will certainly do it for theirs, no matter what, no matter what. So I think when we go, be noticed. Now there'll be a little event afterward, and we should all go. And I'm thinking that their daughter, I think Frederico's daughter is certainly going to be there. And I know that there are hard feelings. She and her mother both. Very hard feelings. She and our Nikki, of course, were engaged. And Elizabeth Ann had hard feelings when he broke it off. Now, I know that her mother made an association that was highly inappropriate. Highly inappropriate. What she did was put 2 to 2 together, and they got 3. It was ridiculous. She, in her mind, she made a link between Nikki being made partner in the restaurant here and that important step. And then the next day, he terminated the relationship. He said things like he would be busier. And I think she felt like there was a little something happened with your father that caught her out of the picture. And so that whole thing got blown out of proportion. God forbid your father would never do such a thing. But it was for the better. She was not a classy kind of girl, It was the family. She did the best she could. But I think she'll be there with her new husband, and I think she'll want to show off just a little bit. He is an investment broker, probably some sort of crook, but he has money, he drives a Mercedes. Fine. But I think that Nikki should go, and I think Dolores should go with him. I know they're separated. She's not one of the 17, but I think it's important that she go for this event. It would probably be good if she understood that it could be very helpful to her in the divorce negotiations, that Nikki would look favorably on her being helpful in this situation. So she would go and show, would you tell her to wear her diamonds? Oh, and her ring. I noticed she's not wearing her engagement or her wedding ring, but it would be important that she do that. And, she could let it be seen, I think. I saw the ring that the new husband, the investment broker, I know what he gave. I know what he gave Elizabeth Ann, and it wasn't worthy, even though she's not much of a person. If he thinks enough of her to marry her, a nicer diamond, I think, would have been a good idea. So we'll go and, we'll intermingle, we'll speak, we'll do a little, make nice, say with the thing and the food. Remember, everybody appreciate the food. I don't want to talk too long to the widow. Louise is all right, but of course, she blew the thing up with Nikki. She's fairly high and mighty. She's very opinionated. She likes to run things. She likes to be in charge of everything. I don't particularly care for that kind of person. I don't want to be around it. It's really not healthy. So I'm thinking I wouldn't want to spend a lot of time with her, but she's grieving, so I understand that. A little hand pat always goes a long way. And oh, darling, you had a beautiful marriage. Beautiful, beautiful marriage. So that was good. I think it's appropriate, and please spread the word with the 17. It's appropriate that I be the first to speak to her, because we don't want it to look like everybody else did and then, I had to. So it's important that I, as the senior member of the family, I step forward and I take her hand. I say this, I say that. I give her a hug. I've represented the family, but of course, being the kind of people we are, you'll all speak to her also. So I think we're clear. Everybody, you just do what you want. You're not, you don't have to follow the instructions exactly, but there are certain things, really, there are certain things. By the way, speak to the girls. Helen's daughter. Why do I always forget that poor child's name? That poor child. Yeah, Crystal. How on earth could Crystal? Would somebody tell Crystal she probably should dress appropriately? I know she wore black. She wore black to the last funeral we went to, but it was sequined. It was something that she would wear to a club. And of course, it's short, so you can. Nobody needs to be seeing that. It's really not appropriate, and we're not that kind of people. All right, so tomorrow, forget the thing with coming here. That's fine. You can come if you want to. I'll have a little cake. So it's not required. It's not required. It would be nice. It would be nice. But you don't have to. So, of course, I'm not the kind of person that would tell you that you had to. Anyway, but we'll be good. So the 17 of us will be here, and then we'll go to the church, and we'll make a nice presentation. It will be nice. It'll be nice. It'll be a good day. And by the way, when I go, because I know you're never going to be ready for it, but when I go, I do like this undertaker. I like him. I didn't think I was going to like him. He's, of course, new in the area. We don't know his people, but I've liked his work. His work has been very good. I'll be interested to see Frederico. He was not that good looking when he was alive. He's not going to look a lot better when he's dead, but I want to kind of know how he got finished off, what it looked like. But, there are just things that he does that seem to be nice little touches. I think that should be good. And my casket is already chosen, like your father's was. The only thing is, there could be some discussion about the color. Sometimes they don't. Well, they've already, the casket I was supposed to have, they've already said that exact line is no longer available. So, of course, I had to go in and look and find another one. It's good. It's good. I did a good job with that. I think you'll feel like I was respected with it. But the thing is the lining, the casket lining. Make sure that if they don't have the color that I ordered, which was a lovely, lovely kind of a wine and burgundy. I like that. And I would look good with that. That would be good. So if they don't have it, I would say probably a rose color would be nice. Not white, that's just awful. It looks awful. Nobody looks good with white. Yellow doesn't look good. My skin, it's not so good. Green often has too much yellow in it, so I wouldn't use that. Some blues are not attractive, but a cobalt blue, and actually as I think about it, I might change to that color. I might go with that color to begin with. Those pale blues are not so good. So just make sure the color is appropriate. But what you want, I've ordered the flowers. So, and I've already written the public inscription. So that will be there and everybody can see it. I didn't want you to have to go to the trouble, and certainly all 17 of you. Well, of course it would be more because, everybody you would want. And there wasn't room for, so I just put from the family. So I think that would be nice. And an inscription, that's sweet. I think you would be proud of it. You can stand behind it. So that's just a reminder. And the ceremony is already planned. I had to keep changing the pallbearers because they died. We lost 2 last year. So they're sons. By the way, no girls. Absolutely no girls carrying my casket. God forbid they should drop it. Absolutely not. They can take part in the service. I think that would be lovely. That would just be lovely. Just have them speak, sing, the one with the high voice. I think that would be good. And of course, make sure the boys have a chance to say a little something about Grandma. I think that would be lovely. So, see you tomorrow. I'll have some cake.